So you guys can unmute yourselves or you can write in the chat. First question I have for you is, what words would you use to describe the style of artwork, and what is your opinion of this style? So you can answer these two in the chat or unmute yourselves to discuss.
So like 2 words that I would describe the style of artwork is like almost unique, because like I don't know, like I honestly kind of like the style because like I used to try to draw like anime characters before.
Awesome. Cool. So it's like a unique style, anime style. How else would you guys describe it? And what, do you like it, or so? Or like, are you?
I like the style of it because it looks easy to draw.
It looks easy to draw. So could I say maybe it's like a little simplified? A little simple or simplified, looks easy to draw. Anyone else? You can unmute yourselves.
I like that, like this, since anime expression means like animation, there's like no single way that you can draw anime.
That's a really cool point. So this style, there isn't really one single way of doing it. You can have your own kind of unique take on it, which is cool.
Your own spin on it.
Yeah, your own spin on it. That's cool. It's a cool idea. Got a message in the chat. Different and unique. Cool. All right, well, if you guys still want to answer, you can write in the chat. So what is manga? So manga are comics or graphic novels created in Japan or using the Japanese language and conforming to a style developed in Japan in the late 19th century. So they have a long and complex prehistory in earlier Japanese style art. And the term manga in Japan is used to refer both to comics and cartooning. So like the art form and the actual books. So the form of art that we're going to be working on is manga. It's a very similar style to anime. Anime is just the animated version of it. It's like the actual animation. It's very similar style though, because they're both from Japan and they're influenced from each other. So today you guys are going to create a drawing in a manga or anime style. And I'm actually leaving it up to you guys what you'd like to do. So there's certain characteristics of this style. There's like hundreds of tutorials on YouTube. There's different like step-by-step tutorials I found online. So you can really do anything that you'd like. One of the tutorials I've shared with you guys in this lesson that you can use if you'd like to is actually a manga style cat drawing. So you can really do anything that you'd like. And it's totally up to you what you'd like to do. So you could do a human face. If you have like a favorite character, if you watch an anime show, you could do that. So these are just some examples of different parts of anime drawing. So like if you're drawing the body is about 7 head heights high. You have different eyes that you can use if there's any that look interesting to you, different mouths, different emotions. One of the main characteristics of this style is to have really large eyes and then like a smaller nose and mouth. So I'm not actually going to do a demo with you guys today, but I do have this video that I wanted to play for you where this artist is just giving you some tips and pointers on how to draw a manga face. So I'm going to play a little bit of this for you and then go over the criteria for the assignment. And if you guys have any questions, you can just write in the chat or unmute yourselves.
Hi guys, so I'm starting a new tutorial series where it's going to be casual and more of a follow along type of thing, where I allow you guys to learn through observing rather than me telling you exact steps that you need, to follow. So as I go through this, you can alter the steps to how you want them. If you personally don't like how, I do the drawing, the methods, whatever, then feel free to change it as you would like. So let's get started. So here I'm just sketching in a circle. As you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect, just like a general circle. And we're gonna be drawing the face from there. So I normally don't really draw guidelines at all. However, it does help me to draw certain ones, so I'll show you what I do. So for this, you guys have probably guessed, we're gonna go and make a line right down the middle. And from here, we're just gonna kind of gauge where we want everything else to be. So the sides of the circle, as you may have guessed, we're gonna start drawing the sides of the face. So I like to do it slightly tangent, or actually it is tangent to the circle. And tangent meaning, the line just kind of touches a single spot in the circle, but it doesn't really matter. Just have it kind of slanted inwards. So the more narrow and long the face you want to be, you're gonna make the line more inward or more diagonal. While if you want the face to be chunkier, you will make it more like a straight line. So for example, I will just quickly see. If you were to make both lines like this, then it's gonna turn out chunky. So now, as I do that, now I'm gonna go and make a quick, slightly curved line. These lines probably shouldn't be straight anyway. Make them curved, only slightly, not too much, very gentle curve. I'll do that right at the bottom, and how I kind of gauge my faces. If I'm doing a little kid, then I'll have the cheeks be curving closer to this line. If I want it to be an adult, or a teen, I will have the curve kind of start a little bit below that line. So you see this here? This is the cheek curve, and I have it starting a little bit below that line, and then I just go inward. And I'll do this to the other side too. You might notice that it looks very asymmetrical, and it's fine. You can always just change it as you go. And by the way, I live in a college dorm, so you will be hearing some noise in the background here and there. Please excuse that.
So I'm just gonna skip forward ahead a little bit so you guys can see the steps.
But anyway, you will see that it looks a little bit more like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pretty moderate, so I will maybe do a little bit below that. So the taller, or
so she's added in the ears, and now she's gonna do the eyes. I just want you guys to see the eye part.
There you go. And now we're gonna get into the eyes. So before I actually apply that to this drawing, I'm gonna show you what I use to kind of help me draw even looking eyes, which is the reason why I'm making this tutorial to begin with. When you're in class or something, I don't recommend that you doodle and not pay attention, but if you want to, I would highly recommend just practicing your eyes. So usually the space in between, if you guys have heard the whole, I think it's 5 eyes width of the face. Anime is a little bit more unrealistic, so you don't have to follow that rule to a T. So the space in the middle of both eyes should be about the size of 1.5 of the eye. So let's say this is one eye, the space in the middle is going to be maybe 1 or 1.5, depending on what you want. And then from there you can just practice this. And if you want to practice width, because this will only help with the length of the eyes, you can draw lines like this to help you fit it in. And I would draw the pupils first just to make it easier, and then you can put the eyelashes or the lash line in after. So let's apply that to this. So here I just draw one, and if I don't like the placement of it, then I'll just move it. So I make sure that there is a decent amount of space, maybe like half a pupil, kind of in between the area of the rest of the face and the pupil. And then here, as you can see, there's this line here. This would be half a circle, so the other half would be over there, so I'll stick that here. It doesn't have to be exact, as you can see. This is more of a pupil and a half I'm doing here. So just go with the flow and see how it goes. And I'll see that, oh, over here there's more space. That's fine too. I can just either add some more lines and fill that in, or I can just leave it as is because it doesn't have to be perfect. So then from there, I'm just gonna quickly do some quick eyes. You don't have to follow how I'm doing the eyes, just use whatever style you want. So yeah, that's how I do my eyes, and then from there I add like a little line up here for the eyelid crease, and then for the nose I usually put it a little bit below or at where this line is, the line that's right at the bottom of the circle that we drew. I'll just do a little indication there, kind of like that, and I'll move it either up and down depending on what I want. If you want a more cutesy, generic, more familiar anime look, then I would make the nose further up near the eyes. If you want it to be more realistic and have a longer nose bridge, then you're gonna have the nose below. So as for the mouth, I prefer to do the mouth right where the curve really starts for the cheeks. So for this, the curve kind of really shows up around this area. So I'm just gonna draw in a mouth there. So.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna stop it there. So just from that video, just a few little pointers and tips. There's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of tutorials. So I kind of want to leave it up to you and how you want to pursue this, your own style or your own method. So just before we wrap up and go over our criteria, I just want to show you some qualities of manga art and give you some ideas for what you can do. So manga characters almost always have really large eyes and small mouths. That's a very common characteristic. And another characteristic that you might see is that they have overly exaggerated emotions. Like if you see a character crying, they have like streams, like rivers coming from their eyes. Or if they're angry, they have like rosy cheeks or like steam coming out of the body, like just like exaggerated type of emotions. So that might be something to kind of inspire you. So now I have a question for you guys of like what you would like to do or what you'd like to create. Maybe some of you already have an idea of what you'd like to do. If you have an idea, it would be great if you could share in the chat, share with the class. And if you guys aren't really sure what to do, I just posted the lesson with the slides, and you can look at some of these tutorials. I posted 4 basic tutorials from YouTube that you can actually draw along with that go step by step. And then just make sure when you guys submit your work that you're taking a clear photograph and putting your name on your paper. So these are just some examples for you to see. And just the criteria here. Before I go on to this, is there anyone who has an idea of what they'd like to do that they could share? You're gonna do your favorite anime character. Goku.
Adam said that he might do Naruto or Goku.
Cool. Awesome. So the criteria for this is that you develop a drawing of anything of your choice in a manga or anime style. And it should be detailed. In general, what you're doing, you should take probably about an hour to work on your drawing. So you want to make sure that you're putting in a lot of detail. But at the same time, I know some people draw at different paces. So I don't want you to do something that you're working for too long on, but we should have about an hour of drawing time on this assignment. And the drawing style should reflect the manga anime style. So we want to have the exaggerated emotions, the large eyes, and that type of style. Like you can look up manga style eyes, manga style mouth, manga style nose. So, and you can kind of put them together to make your own character, which is kind of cool. And then the only other criteria is that you upload and turn in a photograph of your assignment by the deadline. And the deadline that I have, I should have put it in the slides. I gotta look on Google Classroom. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yeah, they can.
Are there any questions in the chat, Heaven?
Not at all.
Yep. Okay. So the assignment, oh, it hasn't posted yet because it's not 9:30 yet. It is due December 21st.
I have till next week.
Yeah, next week on Monday. And then I'm actually not going to give you guys another assignment before the break. We're going to do a live session with games.
So Jared asked if he can use a past drawing that he did. I
No.
feel like you should try to draw differently.
Yeah, do something new. Try to do something. So if you're a person who likes drawing this style, try to do something different or to challenge yourself, do a different character. Because I always have some students who are really into this and they always draw like similar characters. Why don't you try to make your own character? I think that's a fun thing to do. You can kind of make it something challenging for you. Okay, I'm gonna actually post this now for you guys so you can access the assignment.
Yes, Adam.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of like you saw in the tutorial how she was drawing. Start with the face, and then you guys saw in my slides here. If you just look, research manga style eyes, there's like hundreds of options. You could kind of pick whichever ones you like, and then pick a mouth you like and a nose, and kind of put it together. There's also really different kinds of hairstyles. The hairstyles to me are a little bit, they look kind of similar a lot, so it'd be kind of cool if you like made a version of yourself too, like a self-portrait as a manga character. I think that would be pretty cool. Or do something like, I don't know, for me the hairstyles, if I did one, I would want to do one with like my kind of hair.
Yes, Christopher, you can draw an anime character and make it your own. Basically what you're doing.
Yeah, you could do that. Sure. It's really open. So this is like, you guys can really decide what you would like to do for this. And if you're somebody, I'm going to say this because I know there's always at least a handful of people that are like, I don't know what to do. If you're one of those people, pick one of the tutorials from the lesson and draw along with it.